Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can use or create interactive widgets or snippets with app shortcuts in React Native's new architecture for iOS. So let's get started. So first I'll show you guys the output. Now unfortunately at the time of me recording this video there is no third-party library available to achieve this, so we won't be able to do this with JavaScript. You will need to write Swift code for this. So I'm making that very clear at the start of this tutorial. There is no JavaScript involved, everything will be written in Swift. So here you can see I have my application running on a real iPad device. You can run it on an iOS device as well. Like you can work it on simulator, but at least at the time of me recording it I'm using Xcode 26. So you need to use at least Xcode 26 because interactive snippets shortcuts are available only from Xcode 26 and iOS 26 and above. So make sure you upgrade. And also if you try to test it on simulator, when I tried to test it on simulator I've faced a weird issue saying actions not available. That's why I'm showing this on a real device. Okay, so once the application is installed, I'll just quickly show you guys the output. You just need to go to the shortcuts app, and here you can just click on this plus button, just search for your app. So here you can see the RN app is my app, so I'll just select the app. I'll just select order latte, which is my action, and I'll just click on go back. So here you can see the first action order latte has been added. So if I just click on it, here you can see first it shows what type of latte size you want to select. So now these buttons are not created by me, they are by default created using the shortcuts API. I'll talk about that later on. So I'll just select medium for now. Okay, then here you can see we get how much percentage of milk you want to add. Also, if you notice this cancel and set, these buttons are not created by me, they are automatically added via Swift UI shortcuts API. So keep that in mind, I'll talk about it later on. So here you can see the medium which we had selected is getting reflected over here. I'll just change the milk count to almost 50%. I'll just click on set, and here you can see we are getting the medium as well as 50% milk out. And I'll just set the shots as 5 shots, and I'll just click on order. So as soon as you click on order, I'm just added a 1 second delay, but in that instead of adding a 1 second delay you need to call an API as such if you have an API or whatever is your core functionality. And here you can see order placed. So hopefully you got the point. So I'll just click on done. So yeah, that's it. So let's see how to achieve this. So like I said, I have just created a simple React Native application using the React Native community CLI. So once you have created the project, you just have to go to your project, just go to the iOS folder and double click on this .xc workspace. It will open it inside Xcode. Now do not create these files via VS Code, you will mess things up. Okay, so it's better to create all the files which I'm showing via Xcode. It's quite simple. And also you need to go to your application, go to general, and here you need to update to iOS 26 is the minimum version which is required for interactive snippets action. So first you just have to, so here you can see I have created a couple of Swift files, 1 2 3 4 Swift files. To create any Swift file you just have to right click on your application, new empty file, and here you can give it whatever name you feel like. So okay, so this is how you create an Swift file. So I'll just delete this empty file which I have created, just shift delete, move to thrash. Okay, so here first you need to go to I think latte order manager. So first create this file. So here we have defined, so this is kind of like a state management file. So here you can see what all choice you want, small, medium and large, what is the count, and what is the milk percentage. So this is the shots thing. Okay, and this method is called once you place your order. So here you can see I've added a 1 second dummy delay, but you should not use this. You should call your actual API write your actual API logic inside this particular method. And then you need to go to, I think, latte action intent, no, order latte intent. Okay, so here, so first I have imported Swift UI as well as app intent, and here we are extending from app intent. Okay, so this is the alright, so this is the latte order manager file which I was talking about. Now here you can see we are using the @dependency injection, right? So to initialize this, what I have done is that I just went to the app delegate and inside did finish launching with options. Here you can see we are adding it to our dependency manager, something like this. So app dependency manager.shared.add, and this is our file latte order manager, right? So that's what I'm doing over here. Now coming back to our previous file of order latte intent, so this is how we get hold of that particular singleton. Now as soon as you click on the shortcut, this particular perform method gets called. Now if you remember, at the very start we were getting three choices, small, medium and large. So that particular UI is getting displayed by this particular line of code. Here you can see like I have not written the Swift UI logic for this. This will automatically, whenever you call request choice, you need to provide what all choices you want. So if you see over here, I am displaying small, medium and large. That's what getting displayed over here. So once you have selected the size, I'm making the count and milk percentage back to 1 and 20. This is not necessary. The only why I'm doing this is, suppose if you have ordered some latte previously, then whatever count and milk percentage you have set previously, it will show that particular value if you don't write these two lines of code. Maybe that's what is needed for you. I don't need that. That's why I have made this as the initial state of count equal to 1, milk percentage is 20. All right, then we see the milk percentage confirmation, right? So to show that, you need to use this request confirmation, action name is set, and snippet intent as milk percentage confirmation intent. Okay, now if you see over here, so if you see, I have defined this milk percentage confirmation intent, which extends from snippet intent. Now do keep in mind, whenever you use snippet intent, the Swift UI view has a horizontal padding by default, but whenever you use this normal app intent, it does not have an horizontal padding. So like I said, snippet intent also requires a title. Give it some title. It requires a dependency manager, and here I am calling this latte order view, where I am passing what choice we have, what count is there, what milk percentage is there, and the page number. So let's jump to latte order view over here. Okay, so here you can see we are also one more thing inside app delegate. Make sure you import this app intents as well. This is also necessary. All right, otherwise you might face error. Again, coming back to latte order view, so here I have imported Swift UI as well as app intent, and here I have defined enums for page number 1, 2 and 3. So we are on page number 1, right, updating the milk percentage. So here again I am getting the choice, count, milk percentage and page. Here I have defined a v stack, h stack. Here I have defined the image of latte. Now here you need to, inside the images folder, you need to drag and drop an images with the name of latte. That's why I'm able to use images.latte. If you have a different name over here, make sure you use different name inside that particular file as well. Again, let me go back. So here make sure you add that particular image as well. Then here I have added a v stack. Here I am defining a text of cafe latte. Then here I have created a group. I am defining the choice which you have made, like small, medium or large. Then I am checking whether I am on page 2. I'm not on page 2, so ignore this. I'm on page 3, no, ignore this. Okay, then am I on page 3? Ignore this. So I'll come back to the else clause, because I'm on page 1, right? This is for page 2, ignore this. So this is for page 1. So here I'm displaying the milk percentage which you have, right? Then I have defined one spacer. Then I have defined two action buttons. So for first I have passed it as false, for second it is for true. So action buttons are basically the plus and minus button, which helps you to increase the count. And here I have defined some linear gradient as well. So here is the action button. Here you can see you can't just have a normal button with a click listener. You have to define an action button with an intent. So that's the tricky part of using interactive snippets. So here you can see I have defined a button with an intent of latte action intent. Okay, I'll come back to latte action intent in a bit. I'm just it's taking is updating percentage if page is equal to 1. So for so this will be true for in our case is incremental. So here whether we are passing is incremental true or false value, and here we have just defined an image depending on plus or minus image which you want to display, and that's what we are displaying over here. Now coming to latte action intent. Okay, so we are jumping quite a lot. So here is our latte action intent. Now here this can also be an app shortcut, but here I have purposefully made is discoverable as false, so you will not see this particular action inside your app shortcuts. We want to call this automatically on button click, so it doesn't make any sense to add this to make this as true, so we need to make this as false. So here we get these two values. Alright, here we get the percentage boolean and is incremental boolean as well. Here we get that particular manager. Then inside the perform method, here we have is updating percentage, and if it is incremental we update the milk percentage, else we decrease the milk percentage. And if it is for the other count shots, milk shots, then again the same thing, we increment or decrement the shots. Alright, Now let's go back to order latte intent. So you have done this particular part. Next, if you come over here, it will display the request confirmation for latte order, latte count, confirmation intent. So again, the callback will come over here. Again, it is a snippet intent. It calls the same latte order view. So you'll have to go to same thing, latte order view. Now the page number is 2. So for page 2 we will display the milk percentage. Okay, and for page 2 we also display the count of shots the user will select. All right, next I think the rest everything remains the same. Okay, next again let's go back to order latte intent over here, and if you see we are done with this as well, latte confirmation action. So now we just call order latte, which is the method which I showed you, right? We were calling a purposefully 1 second delay, and finally once the order has been placed we just display this latte order view. That's all there is to it. So yeah, if you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.